Hello guys, this is Salman from Technology and today I will be reviewing the Dell Inspiron 660S. The Dell Inspiron 660S comes in multiple variants starting from the base variant with an Intel Core Pentium processor priced at around Rs 21,000. It goes up to the 3rd gen Intel Core i3 processor and finally the 3rd gen Intel Core i5 processor. Each variant comes with a choice of a dedicated graphic card variant and an integrated graphic card variant. So you can buy the one which best suits your needs. While purchasing the desktop, you will get a variety of options you can modify your desktop with. You can change the bezel color, add softwares like security software, Microsoft Word, etc. But each upgrade or add-on will require you to pay extra money based on the add-on. The variant I have here is a 3rd gen Intel Core i5 version with a dedicated graphic card on board. This desktop comes with a 3rd gen Intel Core i5 processor with 4 cores and 4 threads, CPU clock speed of 2.7 GHz with turbo boost up to 3.2 GHz, 1 GB of DDR3 NVIDIA 620 GT graphics card, 6 GB DDR3 RAM clocked at 1600 MHz each, a 1 TB hard drive with a read-write speed of 7200 RPM, a DVD disk drive, an 18-1 card reader, USB 3.0, Wi-Fi 802.11 BGN, Bluetooth, Dell USB mouse, and a Dell USB keyboard. The desktop also comes with an 18-inch widescreen monitor, but can be upgraded to a 20-inch for a sum of Rs 1,600. The one we have here is the 20-inch Dell monitor with a resolution of 1600 x 900. It is an LED backlit display with a 5 ms response time, an 8,000,000:1 dynamic contrast ratio, 250 CD/m² brightness, and DVI and VGA inputs. At the front of the display you will have 5 physical buttons, one for the power and the others for the display settings. At the back of the display you have a DVI port and a VGA port and a power input. Sadly, it does not have a HDMI input. At the front of the CPU you have a power switch. Beside that is the hard drive indicator. Then you have 2 closed compartments. In the left compartment you have the 8-in-1 card reader, a headphone jack, a microphone jack, and 2 USB 3.0 ports. The right compartment houses the DVD drive, and below the left compartment is where you have the button to eject the DVD drive. On the right side of the CPU you have an Inspiron logo with a vent. Finally, at the back of the side of the CPU is where all the action takes place. Firstly, you have your graphic card with its HDMI and DVI outputs. Below that you have a PCI expansion slot. Then you have 2 audio outputs and 1 audio input. Moving further downwards you have a VGA port and HDMI port. Below these you have 2 more USB 3.0 ports and 4 USB 2.0 ports, an Ethernet port, and finally the power input. And you also have a small vent to discharge heat from the power supply. So in total you have about 8 USB ports on this desktop, 4 USB 3.0 ports and 4 USB 2.0 ports. Now that we have done taking a look at the Inspiron 660S, let us talk about the desktop itself, and we will take a look at the pros and cons of the same too. The Dell Inspiron 660S is a redesign to the Inspiron 620 series. With its smaller chassis redesign, the 660S comes in a variety of colors to choose from, but you will have to pay extra if you are going to choose any color other than the custom black color. The overall build quality of the desktop is pretty good, except for the fact that some parts on the CPU might feel a bit too plasticky. The cabinet, however, has a pretty neat and compact design and sits on your table very well. But at the same time, the internal hardware on this chassis is too compact, and therefore many may find it difficult getting in and replacing few parts. The motherboard on the desktop lacks a few expansion slots, and you only have one graphic card input and only one PCI card input, and you have only two RAM slots, which is rather disappointing. You do get an option to add a graphic card, which is good, but the graphic card provided with the NVIDIA 620 GT is a quite dated graphic card. And though the graphic card does well with um, usual programs like Photoshop, AutoCAD, Sony Vegas, and other graphic intent software, but it is just not suitable for high-end gaming as you might expect. This desktop also comes preloaded with Windows 8 Pro 64-bit, and trust me, Windows 8 works absolutely flawlessly on this desktop. The monitor provided with this PC is just great, and I don't have any complaints with it except for the fact that it lacks HDMI input. The two satellite speakers provided are compact, loud, and produce some really clear and crisp sound. Though I would like to say that at very high volumes, the sound may tend to crackle a bit. The keyboard and mouse provided with this system are great and have a decent build quality, but the fact that the keyboard lacks few essential keys like the num lock key, scroll lock key, pause break, etc. is rather annoying, and professionals may consider replacing the keyboard and mouse. Overall, the Inspiron 660S is a great value for money and is an excellent buy for average and above average users. Though professionals may consider looking into the Alienware series or the XPS series. Finally, I would like to say that this desktop is, like I said earlier, it's a great value for money. If you have around 50,000 in your pocket, this is the best you can find out there, one of the best you can find out there. And if you want to get something in a like a desktop, this is really good because this desktop is very compact compared to your usual desktop chases. This chases is really compact, so you can fit it anywhere on your table, and it occupies 50% less space than your usual desktop chases. So it's really good if you want to save some space on your table for something else like um, a music system or something like that. So it's really good. Like I said earlier, the keyboard is one of the biggest disappointments of this system because they have excluded some very important keys which usually many of us use. Um, eh, they usually come in use while gaming, any sort of gaming, even low-end gaming. You need those keys, and that's what it lacks, and therefore it's disappointing. So many people may want to replace the keyboard. The mouse, however, is just basic and it's pretty good for normal usage. Though if you're gonna game, you wanna change the mouse. Um, Also, the motherboard on the system is kind of compact, and you only have two expansion slots, one graphic card slot and one PCI card slot. So, you cannot add a lot into this, even if you change the motherboard, because then the chassis will not be compatible with the motherboard. Also, you have only two RAM slots, so if you want to expand your RAM, it's going to be a kind of difficult because you cannot expand your RAM a lot. Finally, I would like to conclude this video saying that this is a great desktop. If you have 50,000 in your wallet, you can go for this. Finally guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you enjoyed this review, please hit the like button. Share your feedback in the comment section below, and surely subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me out. And also share this video with your friends if they're going to buy a new desktop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.